Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony. Welcome to another edition of DNA Sports Talk. So I recorded a video. It's on my podcast feed. I want to re-record it because it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. I'm still sick. I don't know when I'm going to get over it. But today I want to talk about the Giants and I want to talk about the Knicks. We're just talking about the Giants, and the Giants are getting so much disrespect. People having a 7-10 or over-under at 7.5. I understand because we haven't been good for the past since 2016, and even then, whatever. We won 11 games in 2016 when we had a bunch of offensive weapons with a not great quarterback at the time. And so I don't understand why everybody is just shitting on us and saying they're going to win one more game than the Eagles. Like, what? I'll be willing to bet something. I don't know what it is, something. That the Giants will have more than 3 wins than the Eagles. Now, Jalen Hurts, I've been watching recently. It's he's not horrible, but Nick Sirianni, I feel like the whole team is in shambles. What defensive backs do they have? What linebackers do they have? I'm taking a look at their, offensive line. Are you going to rely on Andre Dillard, the failed tackle that you've had? Or Lane Johnson, the tackle that always gets injured? Or same thing with Brandon Brooks. He's a good guard, but he always gets injured. I don't understand. I wouldn't say I don't understand. It's because of the Daniel Jones hate. They don't think Daniel Jones is good, so they just shit on the entire team. Now, we thought Baker wasn't good, and the Browns went 11-5. The second year on the offense with Jason Garrett, I think we could win a few more games. It looks like we're going to extend the field a little bit, and we made some moves in our front office. But, the disrespect. People are like, oh, which teams are going to, win more than expected? They're like, oh, the Minnesota Vikings, or maybe the Texans. We're sitting at 7.5 wins. I don't understand how bettors aren't looking forward to this and they're betting us out the wazoo. Last year, I think our over-under was 6. Or 6.5. I put the under because I was expecting us to do much because of Corona. I think we should be fine this year. Beast defense, maybe a top 7, top quarter defense in the league. And then our offense can't be as bad as it was last year. And the fact that people have us at this, there's always a correction. With the Browns, every single year they suck. And then they get good players. So you said, the over-under at 9 instead of 11, which is, the real over-under, how good they are. Because they're not a winning culture. The Giants are a winning culture. Joe Judge, I think all these coaches coming in, teaching people the right things, I think it's a wait-and-see thing. Taking the people that we've added, Adoree, I don't even have to say it. We signed Leonard Williams back. Oh, we lost Dalvin Tomlinson. Oh, yeah, but we signed the guy from the Lions. What's his name? Danny Shelton. We signed. He's a former first-round pick. And I'm taking a look at it. B.J. Hill. I mean, this defensive line's going to be legit. Worried about Ojulari a little bit. I'm still worried about our edge a little bit. But our outside linebacker depth is just great right now. Our linebacking core, we have Blake Martinez. Worried about injuries a little bit. But our secondary is going to be amongst the best. You heard it right. The best in the mother effing league. And people just don't see that. Again, it's Daniel Jones hate. As far as Daniel Jones, if he's the top 15 quarterback in the league this year, we're winning 11, 12 games easy. You take a look at the schedule. I mean, we play the Chiefs and the Bucks. Those are 2, I think, confirmed L's, but you don't know what's going to happen any given week. But talented roster-wise, we could go mano-a-mano against any one of these teams, and we finally learned how to win at the end of last year. Daniel Jones had his best game against the Dallas Cowboys, where we're still on one leg. His best game against Philadelphia. I might break down some of his games and see how he actually was doing. But our offensive line, it's a question mark. I don't love Shane Lemieux. But I took a look at the Bucks game again. I'm like, our offensive line that game was legit. And I'm very confused why people are disrespecting the Giants. I think they're gonna go 10-7 conservatively. A lot of Giants fans had to go 6-10 last year, and this year a lot of Eagles fans are like, oh yeah, 8-9. I'll be conservative. I'll say 8-9. What? Take your chat sports ass and leave. If I were an Eagles fan, I'd be 5-6 wins maybe, and that's it. You have the worst coach in the division, the worst quarterback in the division, a pretty good defensive line. But what else do you got? You have anything as far as camaraderie, team strength, nothing. But the next thing I want to talk about is the New York Knickerbockers. Wow, they're currently playing right now against the Hornets. Last time I checked, it was the end of the third quarter. They're winning by 3 points. If they win this game and then the next game, I'm pretty sure they're going to be a 4 seed. That as long as I think the Celtics lose at least one game. Wow. This season has been great. But there still is a question about our drafting. Kevin Knox, Ntilikina. Like, RJ Barrett's the only guy who's stuck, I guess. He's 20 years old. He's still young. But Kevin Knox, he's pretty much gone. He's getting 40% on shooting. I looked up a little bit of this earlier. I don't watch every single Knicks game. I just watch the highlights of, 50% of their games. But I just like the mojo of the team. Basketball's still a little bit too boring because the score is going to get to 100 no matter what. Like, in soccer, it could be a 1-0 game, or it could be like a 5-4 game. You don't know what's going to happen. The NBA, people are going to just score a bunch of points. And there's nothing you can do. Right now, they're actually losing. Shit. But my expectations for the Knicks, let's just be competitive in the first round. What a lot of people do, I'm going to call it the Nets plan. Okay, guys, we built a culture. We have a good coach. We got a lot of good young players. Okay, now let's get rid of all the good young players we had, except Joe Harris. And let's get rid of the coach. Then what do you have? You got nothing. Like, that's you're basically just attracting people. Like, all these players worked hard for nothing. I think Julius Randle, it's not an overreaction, should sign that big contract. RJ Barrett looks like he's improving. But the fundamental thing about this team is we didn't draft well. And, Obi Toppin, haven't really seen much from him this year. And we have a lot of one-year contracts. But now, a bunch of people are going to want to play for us, people with the right mindset. You got to choose the right people to join the team. Who is the right person? I don't know. I would like, another all-star. But NBA stars are just too dramatic. I kind of like the thing we have going now. Obviously, with Derrick Rose, it's not going to last forever. But, I'd rather this 4 seed, 3 seed, and, shit-talking the Nets. This is what I like about basketball. You're like, can we be the number one team? Or no, we're going to have the best 3 players in the league. And they're just going to be so dramatic that every single night you don't know who's going to play, who's going to, say that I'm depressed and I can't play, I'm just going to disappear. No, I'd much rather a team with an underdog mentality, may blow a couple games because of their inexperience, their youth. Maybe they're not good enough. Maybe their physicality, Kevin Knox's physicality, I think really hurt him, his underdog mentality. That's why he didn't fit on the team. But, I'm excited to see how this team shapes up. I want to see them go against the Hawks, and then I want to see them go against the Brooklyn Nets. I really want to see. I think it's going to be a very exciting time to be a Knicks fan. See what we got. I don't care. We want the Nets. We want to play the best team. I'd rather lose to the Nets than to the Bucks. Because the thing with the Nets is, they're our rivals, and it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be shit-talking. It's going to be hype. I don't even care. I want to play the good teams, especially at the end of the season. In the middle of the season, I don't want to play, extremely hard schedule, obviously like the NFL. I don't want to play, Tampa, Green Bay, and all that sort of schedule. I want to have a little bit of an easy schedule. But in the playoffs, I'm like, come on, bring it on. We're not going to win a championship. Let's just see, and let's just watch and enjoy basketball. That's why we watch. Obviously you want to win championships, but, the expectations have changed next year. But this has been a fun year, and just enjoy it. People are going to complain if we get swept or, only win one game. But take a look at the expectations coming into the season. We're only supposed to win 20-something games. And take a look at the Cavs. They're consistently on the bottom. We finally have risen up. The Cavs without LeBron are nothing. Us, we finally got a good coach, and things are looking good. But hope you guys did enjoy this video. I didn't cough in this entire video, but that's an accomplishment. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.